gate 53 this time. I'm pretty sure that gate 53 was where I went last time. They were in the middle of a renovation. Hopefully the renovations will be finished now. I hate these places full of so much ridiculous rubbish that doesn't represent Australia at all, and it's overpriced to buggery. I always find lots of things amusing about airports. Sitting in the gate lounge and they're prepping the gate lounge and...
As passenger Mrs. Azman Khan and Mohammed Khan, if you're in around the terminal, please make yourself known to gate lounge number 51.
They've been calling those people for 5 minutes saying that the offloading procedure will commence immediately, but they still haven't offloaded them clearly. So as I was saying, these guys here in the background are setting up the gate, and every time I'm at a gate lounge early enough and I see them setting the gate up, it's always a dot matrix printer. And I'm not sure who uses a dot matrix printer or why they would still use a dot matrix printer. It seems very outdated. I'd love to know what they're doing with it and why they use it. It's curious. This is always the bit that I love the most about arriving at Haneda after an overnight flight, because I'm so bad at sleeping on flights. Arriving in Haneda at 5 a.m. is never particularly pleasant. Unlike the last time I arrived here, it's only 13 degrees right now. Last time I got here, I was dressed for winter and it was 27 degrees, so I haven't got too much to complain about this time, I guess. I was going to try to find the KQ line and take a cheaper train as per Nan's suggestion, but I'm never one for being savvy with money, am I? So I'll take the monorail, which is what I take every other time, and I know it, and it costs more, but whatever. I haven't got the one that Google Maps told me to get, so I'm just going to have to wing it. I think I've done this enough times for it to be not an issue, so fingers crossed. I always find it slightly suspicious when I get to wherever I'm going with a minimum of fuss and without getting lost. Have I been here too many times already? I'm like a local. I'm virtually fluent in all this. You can imagine how it is so easy, and I remember on my first day how it is so easy to get lost here because even locals do it, and it is a labyrinth of tunnels and walkways and underground passages. So unique to Tokyo, but so easy to fuck it up massively. It's another classic Tokyo subway. Finally, I feel human again, sort of. I had to have a few hours sleep to get rid of that horrible, I feel like I'm going to be sick, but I'm probably not, I just need to get some sleep. That awful feeling, right? And now I'm about to head out to the Hedgehog Cafe. How cool is this? Last time I was here, or the first time I was here in Tokyo, I went to the Owl Cafe and I went to a cat cafe, and now I'm going to a Hedgehog Cafe. Heading out onto the street, this is the Tokyo National Highway, I think is the very original title of this road, and it goes all the way along there. This apartment is midway between Hatsudai and Hatagaya stations. From Hatagaya station, I'll be catching the train round to Shibuya, then on to Harajuku, and in Harajuku we'll be going to the... Oh, I just did it again. In Harajuku we will be... and in Harajuku I'll be heading to the Hedgehog Cafe. Cannot wait. This is a really funny, I was going to say it's a funny part of Tokyo. It's not funny. The footpath looks like anywhere else. There's people and bicycles and whatever, but there's all these little side streets that reveal, I guess, how this place used to be once upon a time. And then there's this road and that awful freeway that is just so butt ugly and goes all the way down there. It's really ugly, but as you're walking along, you then come to these teeny tiny little side streets that are completely different to the rest of it. It's one of those super cute little side streets. And as we move along here a bit further, it starts looking a little bit more like what you might expect a Tokyo street to look like. There is an entire industry dedicated to plastic food that sits outside restaurants. That was the Hedgehog Cafe right there. So cute. It's hard to split the difference between the Hedgehog Cafe and the Owl Cafe. They're both very interactive. The owls were amazing just in their presence, the enormity of their wingspan. But the hedgehogs are so cute. They're so tiny, and all they really want to do is just burrow into your hand and go to sleep, like the second one that I had, which I then couldn't take any photographs of because I had gloves on my hands, and these things don't like responding to non-flesh inputs. So anyway, I had a wonderful time at the Hedgehog Cafe right there. Highly recommend it. There's so much to do in Harajuku, and this is one of the things that you, really should not miss. It's an absolutely stunning day in Tokyo today. The sky is crystal clear. At this time of the year it should be relatively cool, but it's actually about 20 degrees today. It is absolutely beautiful. I kind of feel like I should be outside and enjoying the sunshine and the warmth because I know it's about to get cold, but I cannot possibly miss the opportunity to continue my bizarre museum escapades. So now I'm about to take a Yamanote line train to the Meguro Parasitological Museum, a museum that is apparently dedicated to such delights as 8-meter tapeworms taken from a human digestive system. Sounds amazing, right? Let's go. I've just gotten off the train at Nakameguro station. This is where I came last year and walked along the side of the Meguro River and saw all of that stunning cherry blossom bloom that was happening when I was here this time last year. I'm not entirely sure where I am right now in relation to that. It looks like that corner over there. I remember when I was first filming, when I first arrived here, I went around a corner and said, oh look, as if by magic, here is some Sakura, and I think that was it there. And I think if I keep going along that way, I'll probably get to the river. Meanwhile, I'm about to drink this, and I think it could well be coffee in a tin with chili. Well, I can't taste any chili, but whatever it is, it's doing the trick. Oh, there is a bit of a bite to it. How bizarre. Chili coffee in a tin. I'm still not sure, but it was totally worth it. A quick check of Google Maps reveals that this is indeed where I was last year. Those trees there are the ones that I first saw last year, and they were chock-a-block full of sakura, and that was the first time I'd ever seen it. And they're reasonably pink already. It's so amazing to be back in exactly the same spot at the exact same time of the year, 12 months later. This place is so Japanese. It's called Flower's Nest Wonderful World. Yeah. Well, here I am at the beginning of the Meguro River Park. This is exactly where I was last year. The same pink lanterns are out, so this is obviously an annual tradition in cherry blossom season. This again is an area I did a little bit of filming in last year, and it's really odd because although there's no cherry blossom here, maybe it's just because it's a gorgeous day and there's clear blue sky and there are turtles down there sitting on those rocks. There's something still slightly beautiful about cherry blossom trees with no cherry blossom in them. They're just kind of stick trees. They're just sticks, and they're thin wispy sticks. They just hang there over the edge. And I assume for most of the year they're exactly the same. There's just something fascinating and gorgeous about these ugly empty stick trees. Well, they're not ugly, I suppose. That's what I'm saying. They're not really that ugly. They're just there. And knowing what they become is enough to maybe help you think that they are in some way or form beautiful. It just shows you how different the bloom is from one year to the next, because there's still nothing here. This is the Sakura before it blooms. This is what it looks like. These tiny, tiny, tiny little buds. There's one particular tree here that I think it's really just a trick of the light. I think it is because the sun is capturing it through the gap in the buildings. From back there, it looks closer to bloom than the others. I think it actually is. There's a few of them up there. You can see the pink is already coming out. It seems closer to bloom than the other ones. This place here is a trimming salon. It's called Trimming Salon Wish. And there's a lady in there. I think she's cutting the nails of that little puppy. The dog is just sort of standing there looking. Oh, so cute. It's probably not exclusive to Japan, but it just seems very Japanese. Here it is. The Meguro Parasitological Museum. In this rather nondescript looking building. This is going to be one of the most bizarre museums I've ever been, but let's have a go. Well, that was the Meguro Parasitological Museum. Possibly one of the most unusual museums I think I've ever been to. Animal parasites, human parasites, fish and crustacean parasites. Who knew there were that many parasites? And who knew that anyone would ever create a museum dedicated to parasites? So there we go. The Meguro Parasitological Museum. Who even knew that there was such a thing? Let's go. Admittedly, at the risk of sounding slightly creepy, school kids in Japan are such a delight to behold. They are so well-mannered, they are so nicely behaved, they're always impeccably dressed in their school uniforms, some of which look stupid, it's fair to say, a bit naff, but otherwise they're just so much nicer than most of the school kids you'll see anywhere else. Now, this shrine here I want to go and have a look at. It's called Otori Jinja Shrine. Otori Jinja Shrine is currently being run past by a whole bunch of boys. I'm going to sound creepy again, so I won't. Let's go into Otori Jinja Shrine and have a look. So again, no, I just started with so. Here's another stretch of the Meguro, which I would have seen completely overwhelmed by Sakura last year. Here's another stretch of the Meguro which would have been covered with Sakura last year. Sakura. Here's another stretch of the Meguro which would have been covered in Sakura last year. I'm still somewhat enchanted by these sticky cherry blossom trees. They're just sticks, there's nothing in them at all, and yet maybe it's the knowledge of what they will become, maybe it's knowing how beautiful they will look, probably only in a matter of a week or so, maybe sooner. But there's something quite enchanting about them. They're just sticks, but they're wonderful sticks. When you take the trains and the subway in Tokyo, there's a very real sense that all you do is go up and down escalators all day. What a slogan. Curry house. Good smell, good curry. Jalan, dining and darts. Not every day you see dining and darts. Hey! Wish I got video of me speaking Japanese to these old ladies. Oh, that would have been funny. It's the first bloom of cherry blossom that I've seen here on this trip to Tokyo. Here at the Yasukuni Jinja, of all days to see the first bloom of cherry blossom. It's today. White and gorgeous, thick. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I was saying the whole time last year, that it is absolutely beautiful. Happy 10th anniversary, Dad. And bye-bye, Felix.